This is what happens when you have to stop at your grocery store that's in your neighborhood and they give you samples of sushi because they've just opened like a little sushi kiosk in the grocery store. Yeah. This is the Utah spicy roll. This is a spicy tuna roll, and this is the spicy Utah. One of them, crunchy Utah. So, yeah, and extra wasabi because, yes. Now, I do not eat ginger at all. I think it's vile. But, nor do I like ginger ale or anything like that. However, I'm kind of in a quandary because I also want coffee. And sushi and coffee do not go well together. So I'm going to eat part of this. I will only probably be able to eat like 4 or 5 pieces. Then I'm done. But I liked the variety that was in here. So instead of eating anything that I already had here at home, I splurged. And I am a sucker for sushi. And yes, it is restaurant or grocery store sushi, but it's really, really good. So there you have it. My weakness. Sushi and planners and coffee and washi tape and lots of other things. Oh. Dear. Saki. Heimdall. They're all kind of going crazy because Mama has sushi. And they're like, hey, Mama, give us food. But, and yes, I still have to put away my Kleenex from this weekend. But, this is my hoard. My fur children, right there. And my broken floor. So, for some reason, when they did this house, they did not put a subfloor in. Because it's muddy and snowy, our floor is filthy, but, you know, I mop it and then it gets dirty again. So, anyway, now that they've all left me, Saki. Kitty, kitty. What are you guys doing? Come here. Come here, Saki. What are you doing, pretty girl? Are you Mom's pretty girl? Yeah. Yes, are you Mom's pretty girl? Come on. Can you speak? You can do it. Saki, speak for Mama. Woof. Woof. Good girl. All right. That is her only stupid human trick. Or stupid pet trick. Anyway. All right. There you go. Hey, everybody. I'm doing my declutter on camera tonight because it is the second section of this Raskog cart. This is the pumpkin or rust from IKEA, which I love. Got it for Christmas last year. Love it. But all of this is like, they're just, sorry, the lighting is going to be horrible, but they're gift or like thank you cards and stuff that I send out to folks when I have thank yous or whatever, and then just envelopes. And I've got a ton of just plain envelopes in here, or hot pink envelopes. But yeah, this is what my declutter is going to be tonight. And several things from Papyrus and my Einstein cards. These, oh, I loved these. These are a note to say thanks, and they've got 3 feathers on them, and more envelopes. And these are just different cards that I use. My bibliophilia cards, but, and see, I've got like Valentine's cards that I never used, but everything was getting so piled on. See, like that has no reason to be over there. More envelopes, And that card has had it because it's been laid on, although I can probably cut parts of that up. And so we've got more stationery and envelopes, and stationery and envelopes go in there, and plain white envelopes, craft envelopes, and this is some of the stuff that I had left over from the writing month, or not Inktober, it's in February, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's a challenge where you send mail to everybody. And this is a Rhodia paper, but it's blank paper, so yeah, I just used that. Oh, brand new set of Tombow dual brush pens that I have not opened yet. Wondered where those went. And Forest Friends cards and Christmas cards and such. But I have them in here that I don't have them in a way to organize them. And so I need to do that. This is like a rainbow stationery set. And more craft envelopes. And these are, they are the Project Life grid cards, and I use these for tip-ins and stuff like that. At the top, these are all my different pens and all my colored pens and such, and they are pretty well set. So I have them separated in the way that I like them, and I keep pretty good stash of that. And so these are Urban Market ephemera cards. So we have those. And part of the reason I'm doing this tonight is that I'm doing up some little gifts for the, see, tons of gift cards for the planner meetup on Saturday. So I wanted to put some things together for that and welcome people to the planner meetup, and I was like, I don't know where all my stuff is. So yeah, so now we have it all out, and I will have to figure out how to do that. And so yeah, I am going to put all of this back in an orderly fashion and see if there's anything that I need to get rid of, and then I will be back because we're going to do, I'm going to work on some of the planner stuff. So thanks for sharing. Bye. Oh, and it's day, what is today, the 5th? So it's day 5 of Declutter. That cart shelf right there. It's totally empty now, but I know I've had it all over my desk stuff. So, all right, bye. Hey everybody. So tonight we are obviously at my crafting desk, and I am finishing up what's left of, God, that light is so weird. Hold on. There. Apple pie that I baked over the weekend. It is quite tasty. And I think I did that. I think I showed you the pie. So this is part of that with Cool Whip, because it's a non-dairy whipped cream. And since I can't have ice cream. So what I wanted to show you guys, that was water by the way, is what I'm doing for the Utah Planners meetup we're doing Saturday. So I picked these up, and if you saw my video or my haul from MPS last Saturday, this is a Simple Stories journaling card sheet. So that's one side, and it's all just Christmas trees on the back. So you get 12 cards. So what I've done is I am using my Fiskars cutting board, and I'm cutting them into little stacks, and for the journaling cards, and then I am putting them in. I just have a whole bunch of spare red envelopes, so I'm folding them in half, and then I have a whole bunch of these style paper clips, and I thought they looked like presents. So then I'm folding the envelope in half, and then I'm tying a little bow with this silver, it's Offray ribbon. It's 1/8 inch ribbon, and it's got, like, I can tell it's got like a little bit of wire in it, but I got this at MPS a long time ago for 99 cents, and I'm sure it was cheaper than that. But I figure, I started out with a little white ribbon, and I'll keep this one in there, but I think the silver looks better, and since it's kind of wired, it holds up better, I think. Anyway, and then I'll print out stickers with my name and stuff on them. So yeah, that's just my little gimme for the planner meetup. So just something a little Christmassy, and see, they look kind of like little presents at the top. So I know, kind of goony, but I just think it was cute. So so yeah, that's what I'm doing. And so I am sitting here cutting all of these. I don't know how many people we have coming to the planner meetup yet, but, oh, and by the way, I'm in my pajamas. No bra. It's probably a little TMI, but this is me after work. I come home, pajamas come on. Key right there of keeping my sanity. A lot of times when I'm filming, I'm like dressed from the waist up. I have like pajama bottoms and slippers on, probably most of the time. I know, breaking the fourth wall, or fifth wall, third wall, whatever it is, fourth wall, I think. Anyway, so on my community tab on this channel, I posted where you guys could ask me questions, and I would answer a question during Vlogmas. Well, Mari Cisneros wants me to make a video about my the Sugar Mochi Foxy Fix, and I will probably do that, but it's going to be towards the end most likely, because it's not set up. I actually pulled everything out of it and put it in my carbon, but so, and it's just the fall stuff. I haven't set up for Christmas because I've been doing my bullet journal and all that, but maybe I will set that up for January. But then the story collector asked me a couple of questions, and she said that they're book related. So, to which book, movie do you relate the most? We'll go back to that one. She says, if I had to choose a form of storytelling to describe my life, which one would you choose and why? Like audiobook, written words only, visual as in movie, silent or otherwise, comic, music, or poetry, etc., etc. I would choose a graphic novel. I know. Or a graphic novel type movie. But I think a graphic novel would be kind of cool, because then I could do anything, which I'm kind of excited about, without having, you know, stunt doubles or anything like that. So yeah, so I would choose the graphic novel. And she says, number 3 was a bit iffy because of privacy, but I discovered in my last vlog that you work at a university. What do you do there? I am a marketing and communications coordinator. Mostly, I handle, I work on, I do mostly the events. I plan the events and coordinate them and run them for a section of the university. It's not the entire university, but it is a office within the university that handles entrepreneurs and investors, angel investors, venture capitalists, that kind of thing. And we market the intellectual property that gets developed at the university. It's called the technology, the venture technology. It's basically the tech transfer office for our university. But I handle the social media for our office, and because I got certified this year, see, I hate how short my bangs are when I use a really small curling iron, but then I like how curly this gets. But yeah, sorry, tangent. But that's what I do, and I'm kind of a Jill of all trades. So, but mostly it's communication related. And I come from a communications background. I used to work for AT&T. I worked for them for 10 years. Then I worked for 1-800-CONTACTS here in the Valley. My husband and I both worked there at the same time. And, but yeah, started my life out in restaurant work when I was 10, working for my parents' drive-in restaurant. And then when I was 16, got hired at an ice cream store called Brahms in Oklahoma. And I'm sure that, you know, I worked from 16 to like 20, 21, 22. I was in college. And I'm sure that probably had a whole lot to do with me, you know, eventually getting up to 450 pounds. Fat girl should never work at an ice cream store. I'll tell you that right now. It was heaven for me, but holy cow. Yeah. So back to which book, movie do you relate the most? It's got to be a movie. But I know this is going to sound very crazy, but I was going to say Wonder Woman, because she doesn't know that she's a god or a god killer, or, you know, what she actually ends up being. She just wants to fight, and she has these urges within her, and she doesn't know why she feels this way. And, you know, they don't ever tell her. And she just kind of discovers it on her own. And it's kind of the way I feel about myself. You know, I grew up one way as, you know, this fat girl in Oklahoma, and I didn't know anything else. And, you know, when I saw the style of fighting that I do for the first time, something within me awoke. And I have always said that something inside of me woke up, and that was it. I knew right then and there that was what I was meant to do for the rest of my life. And not having that in my world anymore, it's kind of hard. But I also know that my body can't handle it. And as much as I would like to think that, you know, someday I can go back and do that, pretty much done. And I get that. But I have transitioned into something else. And while it's not as kind of like that, it does fulfill what I need in that respect. And so I think that, you know, I may not be, you know, the badass fighter girl, but I'm still a pretty badass triathlete, even when I come in DFL. Was funny because a couple of the interns in my office were talking about, there's this one guy that works there, and he's a big kind of muscle-bound guy, and I said that he was one of the few men that I would consider would give me a good run for my money, because I'm a pretty good judge of guys. When I walk into a room, my husband calls this my stupid human trick, but when I walk into a room of complete strangers, I judge who I can take and who I can't. Almost, I mean, I don't think about it. It's just yes, no, of those people that I know that I could take in a fight if something happens. And I always sit where I am prepared to fight or flight if I have to. And it's not that anything has ever happened to me that makes me do that. It's just something that comes natural to me. And, you know, I never understood it. But then when I did, I'm like, oh, that's what I'm doing. And I know that a lot of military guys do that. Just, they have, it's subconscious. They just have no idea that they're doing it, and it just kind of happens. And when you're a fighter and you have to assess on the field almost instantly, you know, multiple opponents, and you have to know who you're going to go after, who you have to stay away from, and especially when you're the one of the biggest female fighters, two things happen in a fight. They either all come after me, or they all leave me alone. And it doesn't matter to me which one. I'm prepared either way, but I still find myself doing that in weird situations. You know, like I'm running an event, and I have all of these investors and VCs and all this, and I'm like, I could take you in a fight. And it's just subconscious, and it just instantly, it's like, it just runs through my head, and I can't help it. And, you know, when I'm training new fighters and that kind of thing, I can pretty much tell within the first 5 minutes of somebody putting on armor. Well, I can usually tell by the time they're in armor, I can already tell how it's going to be by how much frustration or enjoyment or giddiness happens when they're actually putting on armor. So that is a huge tell. But the best parts are when you have these tiny little girls, and I put them in a helmet, I put them in armor, and I hit them in the head right off the bat with my sword. And you hear them giggling inside the helmet. And that's when I know, I'm like, oh, she's got it. I can hand my mace to little girls in the parade route, and they just get this look in their eye like, and it's like, they are the ones that will be the fighters. Not necessarily even sword fighters. They're the fighters. Bar none. So, I am a fighter. Always will be. Whether I'm on the field or not. I have no idea how I got off this tangent, but that's why I think that I kind of identify with Wonder Woman, because that movie with Gal Gadot, because it's just who she is. She can't stop it. She can't not be that person. She can't, like, not walk through the streets with a shield and a sword and not think that that's not normal. It's just like, what do you mean? You know? And so she gets thrust into situations where her true self has to come out, and she just can't help it. So, that's kind of me. I would love to tell you that I'm this, you know, pretty planner girl that loves to decorate and, you know, do everything perfectly, and I'm just not. I'm a fighter who's also a planner who loves stationery and stickers and that kind of thing, and somehow it all just fits. At least for me. I'm sure there are people out there that think, dear God, this woman has some personality issues. But it just kind of works. And, you know, to all of the you know, those YouTube people out there that are like, you have to do this for your channel, you have to do that for your channel, you have to do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. And I'm like, I kind of break all the rules, and that's okay. It's who I am, and I would much rather this channel be that, this wild, crazy conglomeration of me, than not be me at all. So I'm gonna stick with that first answer and go Wonder Woman, the 2017 version. So hopefully that answered all your questions. Probably a little more than you wanted to know, but yeah, I still think graphic novel too. But yeah, totally wish I looked like Gal Gadot, but she's tiny, teeny tiny. I am more of a Linda Carter kind of version of Wonder Woman, but still, you know, badass, because I'm kind of that. So anyway, I'm going to continue putting these together and hoping that my arthritic hands can handle making more of the little bows, little teeny tiny bows. So I hope you guys have had a great night, and sorry these were kind of random, but you know, that's kind of my life. So I wish I could plan exactly what says the planner girl in me, but you know, some things change at a moment's notice, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Tomorrow night I actually have an event that I'll be working at until about 7:30 or 8. And then Friday night I have my husband's work Christmas party. So I'll still be videoing, but it'll probably be a little bit later, and hopefully things will get uploaded the way they've been working. Right now I actually just edit and put everything together on my lunch hour and get it uploaded, and bada bing, bada boom, Bob's your uncle. There you go. So anyway, happy Vlogmas today, day 5. And I'm so excited that I've done this for 5 days in a row. I mean, that's a miracle for me. And I'm like, there's no way I could get a video up every day. But here you go. It's been up every day. So hopefully everything continues. Knock on wood, or simulated wood desk. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night.